Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Adora, and if you're just coming across this channel for the first time, thank you very much for stopping by, and I do hope that you will have a reason to subscribe to this channel before the end of this video. So I have come in contact with a lot of people who have relocated to the UK in recent times, and I discovered that each time I have a conversation with them, they usually have one thing in common, and that is their lamentation about the job choice, the kind of jobs they're being offered, or the kind of jobs they think they would have had, but they are not finding it. And I'm not really surprised, because it happens to a lot of people. It's part of the culture shock you actually experience when you move to a new place, especially when you did not prepare yourself along that line. You know what I mean? Prepare yourself along the line. If, for instance, you want to relocate abroad now, and you're actually going, like, let me say, for instance, you want to come to the UK, and you're coming to the UK with your work visa. Let's put as for example, now you see this particular HCA route that has just opened up for a while and everybody is rushing it, the healthcare assistant route. Or if you're coming in as a nurse, if you're coming in as a healthcare worker, generally speaking, you have already, even before you leave your home country, you're already kind of certain about the kind of job you're going there to do. You're already you have an idea of what you're going to experience in the country that is welcoming you to come and work there. So that's a different thing, because you're already in the field, so you know exactly what you're going to do in your host country. But in the situation whereby you are just relocating to the country, you're not really going with, you just relocate, maybe for other reasons, like maybe you have a husband and you're going to meet your husband, or you just come in, just for any other reasons that does not really necessarily have to do with the work visa that has been given to you from home. A lot of people usually struggle with this because it's not really what they expect that they get. So I tell a lot of people, before you travel, before you leave your country, before you relocate, it's also always very important that you have an open mind. Just be open-minded. Just relax. Because some people, when they come here, they usually struggle. I was a banker back home. How can I come here and I'm doing this kind of job? Oh, I was working in an engineering company back home. How can I come here and or I was working in an oil company? Or yeah, that's fine. But you should understand that when you're going to a different terrain, you have to be able to adjust to what you are going to experience there. It's not like you have a job waiting for you. If you already have a job waiting for you before you even move into the country, that's a different thing entirely. That's totally different. But you don't have an offer yet, and you are just moving to the country with the hope of starting a better life or a new life, or you're going to look for greener pastures. You're just going to start your life afresh. You should have an open mind. And having that open mind means being able to take, or rather to accept, the jobs that are available for you at that point. So you have to bear at the back of your mind that, first of all, your survival is vital. And when I mean survival, you're moving into a country that maybe you haven't been to before, or you have not resided before. It's actually a new place for you. The first thing is be able to grab any legit job that can at least put a roof over your head and put food in your house. That's the most important thing, especially if you're coming in with your family, with kids involved. You have to be able to do anything that will at least put a roof over their heads and give them food to eat first. A lot of people, when they come in here, they struggle. Some people I hear this all the time. People always say things like, oh, I was working in this big company, and then I come here and I'm doing this kind of job, or I don't want anybody to see me doing this kind of menial job and all that. And yeah, but nobody actually wants it. Like, I don't really think there's anyone who has a very fantastic job back home that would want to just relocate abroad. And maybe with due respect to those who do these jobs, every job, especially here in the UK, every job is legit as long as it can put food in your mouth and roof over your head. It's very legit. And every job has a kind of dignity that is attached to it. It is only here that I actually see people who are cleaners, who have good houses, who drive good cars and everything, you know. Like back home, people, I know the way we rate cleaners. I know the way we undermine menial job. I know the way we look at plumbers. I know the way we look at mechanics. I know the way we view, you know, people like that. We always look at them like they're you know, they're like the lowest of the low in the society and all that. But it will surprise you to know that here, those jobs that we actually underrate back home are the jobs that people do here, and they live very comfortable with. Like, they live a very, very respectable life. Like, it's a job that has its own dignity attached to it. So I really don't see anything wrong with that. But when people come from home and they come here, they don't understand these dynamics. They think just because they generalize it, kind of. They think, oh, because cleaners back home are looked at as dirty, as very, very low kind of people. It's a very cheap profession or career or whatever. So they use that mindset and they come in here and they think, oh, it's just the same thing everywhere. But here you have cleaners who drive fantastic cars, who live very, very comfortably. Like, I don't understand why sometimes we kind of try to compare, and every time we try to contrast and compare and contrast. I get where you're coming from. I know that at first you're going to struggle with these things. You're going to struggle with these realities, because it's a reality. A lot of people doing this job are very, very comfortable here. So when most people come in here, that's initial shock, that initial surprise, that initial disappointment overwhelms them so much that they're like, oh my God, I can't believe, you know, as big as I am, or as popular as I am back home, or as, you know, rich and famous and all that, this is the kind of job I'm going to come and be doing here. But you have to have an opened mind. A lot of people came into the country and they had to start from the scratch. They had to start from the very beginning. Sometimes you have to put down your pride. Like, I always tell people I know that abroad is a leveler. It will level you. Like, you just have to put all those, your titles and awards, if you've had any, put all those you just have to let down your ego and do what has to be done for you to get what you want. Sometimes people do these jobs not because they actually like them, but because they have to get going. They just have to survive in one way or the other. They just have to use it like a stepping stone. You know, sometimes you have to use these jobs as a stepping stone to get to where you're going. Like recently, someone just came in through the HCA route, healthcare assistant route, and she has not even walked up to 9 months and she's already complaining. And she's already like, oh no, this is not what I expected. Oh my God, this one, that one. You know, now she's thinking of how to change employers, how to move from that career to another one and all that. She's seriously struggling because she's still new in the system, and she doesn't really know how things work. So she's still making inquiries. But you see, I get where she is coming from. Before she came in here, she had a very, very good job back home in Ghana. She had a fantastic job. Like, she was doing very well. But she came in here now. She came in through this healthcare assistant thing. And she came in and she's like, well, this was not actually what I expected or I thought or I wanted. But at the point when she was relocating, it sounded like the best option so far, the easiest option so far. So she grabbed it. And now she's here. She's actually regretting, you know. But I had to speak to her. I had to tell her, listen, you are here, you are here. The deed has been done. I would just advise you, you calm down, do what you can do, and get what you want. Because in the first place, she didn't even know that you can actually, the healthcare assistant position or career can actually open you up to a whole lot of windows of opportunities. You know, you can do a lot of things from that particular route. You can actually get into your nursing if you decide to like take it further in the healthcare sector. You can go to university and then learn how to become a nurse, or how to further your career in that part. And then and then when I explained to her, you can actually become a mental health nurse if you don't want to remain a carer for life. And she was like, oh, she didn't know about it. So you can actually switch. That she thought she was just going to be a healthcare assistant for the rest of her life in the UK. And I said, no, it doesn't happen. When your contract with them has finished and you have actually gained your permanent residence in the UK, you can switch. You can decide to go to uni. You can decide to change employers if you want. You can just decide to do whatever you want, because by that time, at least, hopefully, you must have gained your ground and gotten your freedom. Then you can be able to pilot your own affairs. But like I said, most of these jobs, you have to start from somewhere. Now, not everyone who comes into the country actually wants to do the healthcare thing. Some people just come into the country and after a while, they decide to okay, let me just get a job. And when they start giving them the list of available jobs, they are actually shocked. Like, I used to have a friend back then. This girl has done all kinds of jobs. She has worked in retail. She used to work in Asda. She has actually worked as a cleaner. She has actually worked as a dinner lady in school. Dinner ladies are people that usually they work in the kitchen, like kitchen assistants. So they serve food to students when it's time for a break, their lunch time. She has done all those kind of jobs. And this is a girl I know that back home in Nigeria, she doesn't even enter her own kitchen. Like, she doesn't cook her own meals. Like, she has a cook. She has helps. She has people who are always there when she wants anything that she employed. So, but coming over here, she getting this kind of jobs, doing all these kind of things, so sometimes you just have to make some certain sacrifices to get what you want. You have to be able to come down a bit to achieve what you want, and then climb the ladder. And then when you get there, you will forget so soon how you even achieved those things. You will forget so soon what happened in the past. You will forget so soon the kind of jobs you actually did or you took that brought you to where you are. So that's why I usually tell people, have this open mindset. Forget about pride, or forget about who knows me, who's going to see me and all that. It doesn't really matter, because in this country is the survival of the fittest. Everybody is actually trying to survive. Even the people you are thinking that they are going to laugh at you or they are going to mock you, they are also struggling. They are also struggling. Don't be surprised that your situation might even be better than theirs. Yeah, your situation might be manageable than theirs. So don't look at people. You are actually here for a reason, or you are actually coming down for a purpose. You alone knows exactly what you are striving to achieve. So if you start comparing your life with other people, or start thinking people are going to laugh at you, people are going to mock you, people are going to say, oh, she used to be a banker and now she cleans the toilets in UK, or she used to be a banker and now, oh, she does some menial jobs, or she used to work in the oil sector. Yeah, fine. For you to leave your oil job, your oil company job, and come down or relocate, there must be something very important that made you leave. There must be something very vital that you want to achieve in life. Because I really don't think anybody would want to leave such a lucrative opportunity, lucrative job, and just move over to the unknown. So if you know that thing you have in mind that you're really after, or you are very particular about, chase it. It's just a matter of time. Before you know it, that phase of doing menial jobs, or that phase of becoming a JJC in the country and starting afresh, and just trying to rebuild your life, before you know it, it will be over. And when you see yourself where you are in the next few years, you'll actually be surprised. I've spoken to a lot of people that actually told me the kind of jobs they did. I used to know someone who he used to work in a warehouse. But this man, if you see him back home, you won't believe that this man would work for someone. Like, he was he was self-employed, he was comfortable, he had everything going for himself. But life happened, and he had to move over to the UK with his family, and he had to do it because of his children. There was something he needed for his children. So when he moved over to the UK, he had no choice. He had to take the only available job, which came to him, and that was to work as a warehouse operative, and he took it. He didn't say, oh, because I am a boss or I used to be a CEO back home, I won't do it. If you do not work in this country, you cannot eat, period. There's no free food anywhere. Like, no one is going to pay your bills. No one is going to take care of your expenses. You do it yourself. You are actually responsible for your life once you get in here. So that's why I said, do whatever it is you can do to put a roof over your head and food in your table. Have an open mindset. Bring down your ego. You are here for a purpose which you and you alone knows, and you will not stop until you achieve that purpose. Thank you very much for watching my video today, and God bless you.